Coach, I know a lot of moving pieces for you right now, but when you look at today's performance, what's the thing that stands out the most to you?
I think we got to fight for 48 minutes. And today we had moments when we fought and moments when we were good, but we had a lot of moments when we weren't fighting. And that's something we need to address. These are long games and it's a long season, but it gets broken down minute by minute. And every minute needs to be more of a fight and more competitive from our group. And that's what I noticed. And that's when they made their runs. And that's what we got to show up in these next games.
Sticking to that point, the end of the game, do you feel like your team kind of just walked away from this one? A couple of bad possessions towards the end once the score got kind of big?
Yeah, I mean, I think, it was definitely a pretty big deficit, but that's part of your leadership and your growth as a team is you keep on fighting, you keep on battling, and that's really important. I thought we had a moment with 3.5 minutes in the second, or in the first half, in the second quarter, when we were in that similar position, we were able to fight back and we made a bit of a run. I was proud of that moment, but probably not so much the last minute of the game.
We don't think we abused a little much on the three-point shooting?
Yeah, they did. They shot the ball really well from three, right? They shot the ball really well. Guys that hadn't shot it as well shot it well, and you got to tip your hat to them. We probably need to do a better job of defending the three-point line. I thought our paint defense was better than it has been, and that was a point of emphasis. And now we got to do the paint and the three for us to be a really good defensive team.
Howard and Notice did a pretty good job in the second half, especially penetrating. Howard with those mid-range shots, Notice at the rim. How do you evaluate their offensive performance for the team from the guard spot?
Yeah, good. I think we didn't know what we had with Jordan Howard, right? We're sort of figuring it out and understanding who he was as a guard for us. And I think there's some definitely moments when he can sort of, handle and create some offense for us, which is great to see. And I thought Dwayne had a really breakout game. I was really proud of his attacks, his three-point shooting, his ability to get to the paint and finish, right? And I think for him, it was a nice sort of like monkey off his back a little bit in terms of putting some points on the board. And I think now he's got to be able to replicate that the next game and the next game. But his ability to get to the paint and finish was a major difference maker for him specifically.
Chris had a lot of frustration in the game, had to make a lot of his offense from himself, starting like 5 or 6 feet behind the three-point line. How do you make sure in the future he gets looks set up for himself rather than having to make it by himself?
Yeah, it's sort of a rhythm question is what you're asking. I think we didn't have a rhythm today, right? We didn't find that right nuance of play and passing, and we had moments like I mentioned earlier, but we didn't have a rhythm there offensively, which meant he needed to create some stuff on his own. And it's also what he's elite at doing. His ability to break off one-on-one and take it at opposing fives is where it makes him really special. So some of those are sort of scripted and what we want him doing, but maybe a few too many and not enough where we got more people touching it, and then maybe end in an action where he's going downhill at the rim.